Hey, what's up everybody? 3D Theory here. Today is August 14th, 2024 at 6:20 a.m. and this is vlog number 34. As you know, I've been out of town for a couple of days. We ended up going to Solvang for a little staycation. It's a little Danish town in California, and there's a really cool small little Hans Christian Andersen museum over there. This guy is the guy who wrote stories and fairy tales and whatnot that Walt Disney took and adapted. Some of the stories are like The Little Mermaid, Frozen, which I think is called Snow Queen in the Hans Christian Andersen version. He also did The Ugly Duckling, which is a classic story Hans did. It's a pretty cool little town. It felt like I was in Denmark. We had some Danishes and took a stroll in the Hans Christian Andersen Museum, as well as the Hans Christian Andersen Park. I have a little bit of a video here that I filmed, so I'm gonna pop that in right here, check it out, and I'll see you when we get back. This is the Hans Christian Andersen little bust. It's actually not that little, but that's pretty cool. What does it say here? Presented to the community of Solvang by Friends of Denmark. Very cool. Hey, so that was the bust. This is the actual H.C. Andersen Museum, and there it is there. That is pretty sweet. All right, so yeah, that was pretty fun. The museum's kind of on the smaller side. It's just the second story of a bookstore, but nonetheless, it was real interesting, fun to look at. I enjoy stuff like that. I know when I started this vlog, I mentioned I'd be going out more often. It's also good for, you know, your mental health and your overall well-being to just kind of get out and get a change of pace. There's a few things like that around town. I know there's the Walt Disney barn that's open every third Sunday of the month. I'd love to show you guys. I just don't know how interested you guys are in all that. But I go personally to kind of get a change of pace, get inspired by people who have done some cool things, created some cool stuff, for lack of a better way of explaining it. But nonetheless, this is the tiny print farm. And for those of you who are new here, I print out one set of plates and latches. You got your left latch, left plate, right plate. And on this one, I use all the near empty spools of filament that can't do a plate or a latch fully. And I use the MS Light combo with the Bambu Lab A1 to use however many spools it takes to finish one plate or latch. So I got a bunch of near empty spools down in this box, and over here, they look like that. And whatever these guys can't do, I throw it onto this one. So once one finishes up, it moves on to the other and enables me to finish up a plate and a latch. And I don't really talk about where this attaches to. It attaches to a larger product, but this channel focuses on the 3D printing aspects of all that. So this is what we talk about. And it's been a couple of days since we've gotten this print farm going. So excited to get that started back up. By the way, it is 72.1 degrees Fahrenheit in the printer room, and there's 62% humidity in the 3D printer room. It is getting cooler out here for sure. I can feel it. It's probably one of the coolest mornings yet. Maybe it doesn't reflect so much in the 3D printer room, but when I walked in here, it was 69 degrees. So yeah, it's getting cool. By the way, all this stuff is available on my Maker World. When I say all this stuff, I'm referring to the Sith throne for your phone. You can put your phone on there. This is a makeshift phone right here, by the way, so it kind of shows you how it's done. And these things recline, so got your Vader throne, Bo-Katan's throne. They all recline. This one has a spot for your Apple AirPods. You got green over here from Rainbow Friends and a cool little stealth French side table, all available in my Maker World for free to download and have fun, linked in the description below. And just a quick little update on the camera mounting system. So I ended up getting two of these, this little latch system that I ended up putting on this Manfrotto handheld tripod. And here's the second one, and both of them come with the base. So I got one of these bases already attached to the camera down here, but I took this one out to kind of show you why this is kind of cool. So, you know, when you attach your camera, you can do your vlogging or video creating. And then instead of having to unscrew this bottom part like I used to have to do with this one, I just bought 2 of these, a grand total of like 22, 23 bucks for both. And I attached it to the old mount, and I just leave it on there. And I can just open this up, pop this out of there, and mount it onto here and continue filming. So it just kind of creates like a quick little change up of whatever camera equipment you're using, and just creates like a smooth flow instead of stopping, unscrewing, rescrewing, adjusting your tripod. If any guys are interested, just let me know. I'll give you a link to the Amazon page. Someone had mentioned that it'd be helpful to 3D print this mount, specifically for this one here, because this is a pretty common mount. This is the Amazon Basics, by the way, tripod. And I could not find this this bottom part, this mount. I was able to find this part. There's plenty of those, but I could not find this bottom mount, especially one that had some sort of a screw mounting system on the bottom of it where I can just put it on top of there. So if that's something that piques your interest, let me know. I could definitely model it, 3D print it out, and make that available. That'll be pretty cool. But nonetheless, yeah, got it sorted out. So thank you for all of you who were giving me advice on which one to get. It really inspired me to to dig my heels down and try to find something. And I did. It was pretty affordable for 23 bucks. That's a pretty good deal. And guys, I just wanted to take a moment and thank all of you for all your support, all your kind words. Thank you so much. It really keeps me motivated to continue with this documenting process, this vlogging, if you will. And just to know that it's actually helpful to see this sort of content means a lot. So for all of you who have expressed your gratitude and approval of this sort of content, thank you so much. There was a lot of you, so I really appreciate that. Nothing like a fresh cup of coffee in the morning, especially a cool morning, having a nice warm cup. And there's no better way to reset. All right. By the way, I haven't mentioned it in a while, but if you guys are interested in 3D Theory keychains, they're available on my Etsy shop. That is also linked in the description. These are printed out in PETG on the AMS light combo over there, the Bambu Lab A1. I also do have the 3D Theory coasters. I just haven't made it available on the Etsy shop just yet. If you guys are interested, do let me know. It kind of signals to me that, hey, people want this, and I can get it on the Etsy shop for you guys. But yeah, they're also printed out on the Bambu Lab A1 with AMS light combo. Comes in a set of 4 with this little carrying case, or storage case, if you will. And so let me know if you guys are interested in these 3D Theory coasters. All right. One by one, let's get these 3D printers on. I actually missed a little jingle. All right, here we go, in order. Oh, one more. There you have it. I like it, I like it. It's a great jingle. All right, guys, per the usual, I'm just gonna go ahead and take out the empty spools and fill them with near empty spools. I just went and I grabbed these near empty spools from the box below, and I've seen just how many empty spools I've gotten by using this. So it's really handy to be able to just use up all your spools of filament, especially if you're in a tiny print farm, you're going through production, and you need to maximize the use of all your spools of filament. I think it's just really handy, really important. So if you're not into color printing, which is really fun, and I really enjoy it, by the way, and can't wait to do some more color prints, the AMS Light combo is great for using up near empty spools of filament. Just that fact alone was something that made me want to get one. And people have asked, would you go back and get AMS Light combos for all your printers? In my situation, I don't really need it for now because I'm printing in one color. But having one AMS Light combo enables me to use those spools of filament that otherwise can't make a full unit. So I'm really happy with just having one for now, but maybe in the future I would need more. But as for now, this setup is perfect. All right, I'm gonna take this little test strip off. And usually this printer number 5 here, I have my printers numbered out, so this is number 5, has the best release from the PEI sheet. And this had time to cool for, what, 2-3 days now? So, no excuses. But nonetheless, beautiful print as always. Very nice. And people have asked me, do I do anything special for the settings to get a good top layer? But I don't. I just use generic PETG and I adjust the strength of it. I increase the number of walls. I use a gyroid infill and I think a 60% infill. And that's pretty much all I do. And this machine is just so fine-tuned that it gives me such good results like this. I really appreciate it. I talk really highly about Bambu Lab printers because I had such, how can I describe this, not a good experience with my Creality CR 10SEs. And so to finally be able to not have to, as someone who commented had said, not have to babysit it, which was a great way of describing it. I just really appreciate it. Not only do I not have to babysit it, the print quality is really good and it's very reliable, this Bambu Lab A1. And all right, since we have a right plate, a left plate, and another pair of latches, left latch, right latch, that makes one set. So we can start that whole process over again. And let me make sure all the filament is where it needs to be. Yep, all the same color, all PETG, and this is how you activate auto refill on the AMS Lite combo. They just have to be all the same color, all the same material, and it will take care of that. So let's start with the right side latch. And let's choose one. Just put, let's start with number 4 this time. All right, guys, so I'm just gonna do the same for these. Take off this little test strip. See how easy this comes off. Yeah, these ones have a little bit more difficulty coming off. I should probably wipe this down with some isopropyl alcohol. We'll do that today, actually. All right, and likewise for this one. Let's get this off of there. Very cool. Even with these, this printer just does really good. There was some sort of like stringing happening on the edges here in some of my older vlogs when I first started this. But after the update that they did on their firmware, it's just perfect every time. And some people were asking about like layer lines, if you can see any. Let's zoom in and see if we could actually see any sort of layer lines. That's the surface quality I'm getting. So if you guys are interested in kind of like the finer detail, there you have it. That's condensation from my hand, by the way, smudging. But that is really clean, really good looking. All right, time to get these machines going. This is printer number 1, left side, and printer number 2, right side. Very cool. All right, once the prints are done, I just come down here into the storage boxes and I throw each unit into its box. So that goes there. The right latch goes in here. And there you have it. And then we do the same for these guys. On a side note, if I'm not mistaken, this really increased. It went up to almost 70% humidity in this room. And it's because it's getting hot. And I'm probably releasing some humidity into the air. And like I said, I came in at 69 degrees Fahrenheit. And now it's 73.2. So it does get more humid and hotter as I stay in here. And for that reason, I am turning on this fan low. All right, guys, so I'm gonna do the same for this one. And while I'm at it, let me just do the same for this one. Take off that little test strip. All right, and these, like I said, have been cooling for a few days, so I'm wondering if it's gonna come off a little easier. Nope, I ain't even gonna try. Just take it off, bend the build plate. Ooh, I got like a few lines here, but it's completely flat. But I don't know why that happens. Nonetheless, it's like completely flat and still will do its job perfectly. And it's on the inside of this product, so. But I'm curious as to why that would happen. That's very interesting. Yeah, that is really stuck on there. Oh, and I said I'll do isopropyl alcohol wipe. Totally forgot. Still getting back into the groove of things. But yeah, nothing stuck on there. Super cool. There's the result. Very nice. Very clean. But yeah, I don't know if you guys can see those little 3 lines there. No clue why that happened. But like I said, it's flat. It's on the inside. Has nothing to show on the outside. Very cool. Okay. Now, I am going to do some isopropyl wipe on this after I take this one off. Let me take this one off. Yep. It's tight. It's usually this part right here where it has this little pathway is where it gets stuck the most. But nonetheless, yeah, that came off real nice. This is, I'd say, a perfect print. Wow, super cool. What came off is the little support structure for the screw hole. And just a little bit of that support structure came off for that screw hole right here. But hence why I'm gonna give these build plates a nice little wipe down. All right, let's get this back on here. All right, that's good to go. Let me just take these off. Very nice. All right, I got my 91% isopropyl alcohol. Got this from Target, I think. Just gonna put a little bit on there. That ought to do it. And I'm gonna grab a little bit of a piece of paper towel here. And funny enough, this really helps with the release of the prints. I think I gave it like a 3-point improvement out of 10. So if it was stuck on there, like, I don't know, a 7 or an 8, I gave it like a 5.5 difficulty level, meaning it's less difficult to take it off after doing this. There's a little bit of a PETG on there. So let me take that off. Yep, there you go. Very cool. I should probably pick up spare build plates, PEI sheets, but I haven't used the other side of this yet, so the other side's pretty much brand new. All right, likewise, I'm going to do the same for this side. Oh, that's a lot. That's okay. Very cool. There's just a little bit of PETG on there in the middle. Just want to get it out of there. There you go. There you go. By the way, I don't know if it was Bambu Lab that was selling it, but while I was in Solvang, I was looking up to see if I can get these scraper blades anywhere that have tapers on both sides so that I can make use of those other handles that I made. And yeah, they're selling a packs of 3, so I just may get a couple of extra ones. All right, that's ready to go. As you may or may not know, I really like those scrapers when it has tapers on both sides, because if it doesn't, it could really hurt your PEI sheet. It'll scrape that texture right off. All right, these are ready to go. All right, guys, just to show you, so all of these are empty spools. And, you know, I haven't seen so many empty spools in all the time I've been 3D printing, because they usually just have a little bit left. Even when I go to throw them out, they may just have 3 rows of filament right here at the edge. But these completely cleared out spools, thanks to that AMS light combo over there. And someone did comment that they do have a filament connector, or they've tried welding filament, and it does take a lot of time and effort to try to like get that skill. It ends up being a skill, you know, to try to weld them together properly. So yeah, if you guys are looking to clear out all your near empty spools, you could, you know, go for a filament connector, no problem. But I don't really have experience with those. But according to the person who commented, it takes a lot of time to kind of get it right. But this I do have experience with, and it works fantastic. On a side note, guys, I hope you've been enjoying the 3D modeling aspect of the Stealth TV tray. That thing is humming along. I just wanted to break it down into chewable chunks, so it's not just so heavy for an hour, 2 hours of just 3D modeling. Me personally, I don't really follow along that easy when it's just like 2 hours or, you know, hours upon hours of 3D modeling. So I just decided to kind of break it down into chewable chunks. But we are almost finished with it. And we're still waiting on the filament to come in. As you know, this is where I used to keep my filament. I had a couple of rows here for some time, but we're out. So I'm waiting for more filament to come in. It's probably going to come in over the next couple of weeks. It has been shipped. So I got some really cool PETG colors also coming in, a little variety pack to try out their different colors. Because as you can tell, we get really good results with this PETG. Even with humidity levels of 58%. These spools have just been sitting out and they print out great. So I really like this stuff. I got a couple of colors to kind of try out and show you the results. There was a dark blue that I was not able to get, but nonetheless, I got the other colors. But back to the Stealth TV tray. I did want to kind of take a break from it, but tomorrow I'm going to go ahead and finish up the entire 3D modeling and slicing process for that, and we can just kind of wrap the 3D modeling portion of it up and call it a day and move forward onto 3D printing the first prototype. And hopefully I could get it right the first time around. But usually with prototyping it takes a couple of tries. That's just been my experience with it. There's been some times where it works great the first time around on the first prototype. But usually it takes a couple of tries to get the prototypes working just as how you intended it to work. So then you can kind of have it go through to the final product. But I'm kind of interested, guys. Are you enjoying the 3D modeling and kind of chunks like that, or do you prefer to just have it all in one go? And also, I try to focus a little more on the 3D printing stuff here as opposed to the 3D modeling. I just feel like the metrics tell me you guys like the 3D printing stuff more so than the 3D modeling. But nonetheless, there are some of you who really do like the 3D modeling stuff, so I try to include some of it from time to time. And one more thing about the Stealth TV tray is that there was about 4 features we were going to try to add in the past. iPad, so you can kind of have some media to be watching. Then we also had a little storage compartment area planned out, and then we mentioned maybe putting in headphone holders or also a cup holder. But I do think that's a bit ambitious for that project, for that table. I am going to include the slots for your phone and tablet, and also the little storage compartment area. But there's some pretty exciting stuff happening with the Stealth TV tray. I haven't mentioned it just yet, but stay tuned. You're going to see some cool stuff happening with that. And we'll continue on with the 3D modeling of it tomorrow and finish it up. And that about wraps it up. For today's vlog. Thank you so much for joining me. Until next time, peace, love, and joy.